Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. And my name is Roncha Trick, and I'm the Director of Business Development for Nature Sunshine. And tonight's topic is how to run an effective trade show. And we've got I have a bunch of information to give you first, and then at the end of the webinar, near the end, we'll have a guest speaker, Christine Lennox, who is a real veteran at doing trade shows and just has seen her business grow so much because of them, and so I'm so honored to have her here tonight with us later to speak to that point. So to jump right in here, 5 basic components in direct sales. At a trade show, you will encounter all of these. You're going to have prospecting, making contacts. You need to know your product. You have to handle objections effectively, and you have to know how to close. Sharing the business opportunity with everyone. You never know what someone is looking for in their life. And at a trade show, you have a dual purpose. You have the purpose of exposing them to Nature Sunshine products, but you're also going to expose them to what you do. And they may be interested in doing something like you. Most people just do it as part-time as a hobby, but that's great. And then you can maybe, see it develop into more later on down the road. But definitely trade shows always have a dual component, and we always need to make sure that we have that mindset going into the trade show. So why do we do trade shows? Honestly, it's the source of your leads are going to vary. You're going to get them from networking events. Maybe it's a website contact form. Trade shows, again, are a huge part. Calls to your office. Email, advertising, and there's obviously 100 other ways, but trade shows are definitely a lead generator. They are also branding. Why you want to be out there is to let everybody know in your community that, hey, we're Nature Sunshine. We're here to support you on your journey for health and wellness, and to really get the word out there. We're still such a well-kept secret, and we don't want to be. We want to get the word out there that, we are an amazing company, we have amazing products, and we want to help everyone we can. So definitely trade shows, again, have more of a purpose of just going there, getting leads, getting some sales, but really building the brand and branding yourself as Nature Sunshine in your community. Now, where do we find trade shows? You can research online, your local city website, Chamber of Commerce. You can just Google trade shows, etc. Here are some of the sites you can use that I've honestly just Googled and found. There's 3 of them that are really good. These are more the larger shows, though. Small shows are great, too. They're fantastic, like craft fairs, farmers markets, school fairs, holiday celebrations. There's little events happening. In the summertime, they have not sidewalk sales, but they have sidewalk community fairs and different things like that. And those are fantastic because they're lower cost. Now, the bigger shows are great because it's, again, lots of volume of people. You could have 10, 20, 30,000 people walking through the door, which is fantastic. But again, when it comes to that, you're going to have a higher cost. And when you're doing those larger type of trade shows, you're going from maybe noon until 10 p.m. So you want to have shifts. You're going to have shifts. So you need to make sure that you have staff or partners to do the show with you, because 10-hour days can kind of be hectic. So you need to think about that when you're starting to learn about these shows, and is it a viable opportunity for you? So make sure that you do have a staff if you're thinking about doing bigger ones. A lot of the littler ones you can do on your own. So the purpose of a trade show is getting in front of people will help you grow your business. That's just the name of the game. So a business opportunity, never prejudge. You never know who can be the next member of your organization. Booking one-on-one appointments. Have your calendar ready. You can book right then and there and your next appointment. So always have that ready with you. Booking herbal hours. Offer them a get-together with friends and help them discover Nature Sunshine. Have herbal hour dates available for the next 30 days. So again, having a calendar with you is very important, and making sure that you're promoting that to people when you're talking to them, because that's what you're going to be doing for a lot. Well, the majority of it is networking and talking with everyone that comes to your booth. So who are your prospects? Everyone you know and everyone you meet may want to make a purchase or book a herbal hour or explore the business opportunity or refer you to someone who might be interested. The best prospects for your big business are those you haven't met yet. We are in the relationship building business. Build rapport with your prospects. Possible prospects are people you know. They might stop by your booth. People you will meet, future herbal hour hosts, referrals. It's great to let people know if you're doing a trade show, let all of your clients know. Send out an email blast, hey, I'm going to be at the trade show this weekend on Saturday. I'd love for you to stop by the booth. We're going to have some great specials. Love to come and see, come by and see me. Even if you could give them an offer, come by and see me and I'll give you a special at the show, or bring a friend and I'll give you a special discount, or whatever it could be. But drawing people to your booth is really important. So that's another opportunity to grow your business. Now, when you're at the show, it's really important to have a show special. And, it could be book an appointment today and receive a $25 gift certificate on your purchase, like your future purchase. Or, the appointment must be taken within the next 7 days. It could be something like that. Or make your purchase at the show and receive a free product. Make your purchase at the show, like buy 3, get 1 free and receive 10% discount. Become a preferred customer today and receive a free product. And obviously, with NSP, we have the different offers happening all the time. Become an associate today and receive a free, maybe receive a shaker. Plus choose one of the following products. It could be deodorant, could be, those are just a list of products, could be anything you wanted. But it's definitely good to have a show special. Now, if you have a clinic and you're running appointments, to draw people to take action right away, you could say, book today. This is show special. So if it's a one-day show, you could just say today is a one-day show special, and I need you to confirm and book an appointment today with me, and I'm going to offer you at a significant discount. It's regular $60. I'll give it to you for $20. You pay right now, and then we'll book you in, and I'll be happy to see you in the next week or so. So having them commit on the spot, giving you that cash, but giving them a really good discount will get people to take action and come see you. So definitely some type of show special, whether it's product or services, it doesn't matter. That's your choice. But it's really important to have something like that to draw attention. And short-term specials are definitely the way to go. Now here are some pictures of some different booths. This is from an Informed trade show, which is near and dear to my heart. So this, as you can see, they've got the banners up, they've got product on display, they've got brochures and catalogs, they've got samples, they've got pens. You can see it says enter for a free draw. They've got the gift basket there that they're giving away. So it's very attractive looking. So they have, they've got all their bases covered. Now this is another picture of a different show. This is more of a corner booth they have. It's not really a booth, but just a section there. And again, they've got the baskets, they've got draws and the pens, they've got tons of material, they've got product on display. You can see there's postcards, different things like that. So different sorts of ways to set up your booth. This is again kind of a little bit of a L-shaped booth here. And again, it's product on display. You can see she's got the specials in frames. You can buy stuff from Staples or even the dollar store. She's got brochures. She's got, again, product. She's got the product basket. You can see in the left, she's got a banner that she's purchased, and different things like that. I know people, if you can see it on the floor there in red, she's got her bio tracker. I know people that bring their Zyto compass, and that's a possibility as well if you have the Zyto. So that's, there's all different ways to, draw people into your booth. If you're not an Informed coach, that's fine. You can use if you have a Zyto, that's always great. You could, if you wanted to try doing muscle testing on the site, different things like that. It's just getting them in conversation, to be talking with them, having them fill out a body system questionnaire or a health assessment, on the spot, and talking to them about it. There's different ways of engaging people, but you've got to have an engaging looking booth. And the thing is, when you do these shows, you're going to have to invest money. Most time they provide you with the tables, but sometimes you may have to bring in chairs. You'll definitely have to bring in banners and pop-up banners, tablecloths sometimes. You're going to have, what are you going to have on display? So you're going to have your products. You're going to have like a supply of that. You're going to have pens and, different, maybe it's some fake flowers or different things like that. And again, the dollar store, can be your friend here. So you don't need to spend a ton of money, but you got to remember, once you're doing these shows, you're going to start to keep adding to your stockpile, let's say, and you'll have a setup. So when you go to the next show, you've got the same stuff, and you'll probably add a little bit more. When you go to the next show, you do the same thing. What's really cool too is, I would strongly encourage you to go to a show and just walk around and get ideas from other vendors. Look at what their booths look like. And, some things be, oh, that's really cool. I take a picture, like, okay, I'm going to do something like that, or oh, that's a really great idea, or I'm going to do that. So go and learn, and especially even when you're at your own show, if you can have someone man the booth for you for like 20 minutes, go walk around your own show and see what's happening. So definitely gives you ideas. So that brings us to what to bring. So obviously business cards are crucial. Catalogs, price guide, have a professional look, and wear comfortable shoes, definitely, because you're going to be standing. Clipboards and pens. Again, clipboard, that's where you would have your health assessment, so they could fill that out. Calendar with available dates for herbal hours and one-on-one appointments. Draw box for the ballots. Product for display and samples. Either the Zyto scanner or the Inform Bio Tracker. Tablecloth or pop-up banners. These are just some of the things that you would need for your trade show. Now, your booth should look professional. It should be inviting. Have products for sampling like chlorophyll, ambrosia, Solstic Energy, or nutrition. I know a lot of people get the Solstic Nutrition or the Energy, and they actually tape it to a water bottle and hand those out to people, or some of them even charge like $1 for the bottle of water, and it's attached to it. But I know a lot of people would just do it for free. So that's a great idea. Having chlorophyll and ambrosia, having the little little cups you can get from the dollar store. Have information. So if you're talking or have on display certain products, have fact sheets. Have the monthly promotions there. Body system questionnaire. Maybe it's the weight management assessment form. Have the ballots in a draw box, or it could be a basket, could be anything. A draw will help you connect with individuals. Keep the booth clean, tidy, and well organized. That's definitely a must, because you want to be looking professional at all times. Now, you should turn off your cell phones and other distractions. You should maintain good eye contact with visitors. Avoid fidgeting with like your pens or coins or other objects. Keep hands at your sides or fold behind your back. No crossed arms in front, and definitely keep hands out of pockets. Be enthusiastic, confident, and polite. Avoid over-the-fence discussions with adjacent exhibits or exhibitors. A lot of times when it's slow, people will just be like chit-chatting, and sometimes you can miss some great people that are walking by. So be available, be out front, be talking, be engaging. Ask open-ended questions to help build rapport with visitors and determine prospects' needs. By exhibiting good trade show etiquette, you can attract qualified prospects to your booth. Again, know your product. Rehearse your infomercial prior to the show, and that's your, what is this, or what do you do? You need to have that. Use rapport building skills. Then you will be equipped to establish qualified relationships and increase your trade show return on investment. All right, conversation starters. Always acknowledge the individual at your table or booth. Be friendly and welcome them. Ask them if they are familiar or have heard of Nature Sunshine. Give them your 30-second infomercial of why you love being a part of Nature Sunshine and what it is. Speak positively and with enthusiasm. Again, Nature Sunshine offers high-quality products, been in business since 1972, all that kind of stuff. So lots of information, obviously, on the website that you can gather to put that together. But again, you need to know what it is. Tip. Listen more, talk less. There's a reason that God gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Listen more. If you don't listen, you will miss valuable information. Try to observe the 80-20 rule. Listen to prospects 80% of the time and speak for 20%. Watch for green flags. Not everybody will express their interest. Sometimes they don't realize themselves this could be the opportunity they have been waiting for. A green flag generally indicates a concern or desire. A green flag is a go-ahead signal. It could be a verbal or nonverbal that a person would like more information. A green flag could be positive or negative. I could never do what you do is a green flag, because honestly, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about, oh, this could, this is a really cool opportunity, but I don't know if I can do it. So that's definitely a conversation starter. How long have you been with the company? That's definitely, they're interested. Who stays around the booth and pays close attention what you're doing and saying? Sometimes we call them, trade show groupies, where they're just hanging around and milling around, but, they're really just wanting to know more and they're interested. So definitely you want to hold on to those people. So book an appointment with that prospect, get their information, set up a time after the show to sit down and just have a chat, or they can come to your clinic, or you can go for coffee or whatever it is, but make sure that you're capturing their information. After the show, even after, the show is a big part of, the day of and the day before prepping, but after the show is extremely crucial, more so than anything. So really, you need to keep track of your prospects. With so many prospects, you might be wondering how to keep track of them. Well, you should have a system or a plan on having one to help you simplify the process. It's important you connect with every prospect you've collected in your Drawbox. Remember, no now doesn't necessarily mean no forever. Systems, they come in many different ways. Your system could be high-tech, like a computer, your phone, or your tablet, or you can use the traditional method of a binder and some paper. If using this method, print logs and then put them in your binder, and then place tabs, 12 tabs for each month. You will know exactly when to follow up, since you will move the log sheet according to conversations with your prospect. And then what's important, connect with your prospect when you say you will. If it's a Saturday show and you're like, I'll call you back on Monday or Tuesday, then you make sure you call them Monday or Tuesday. It's definitely important that you keep your word. And you need to have a system that's going to work for you. If you don't like the computer, that's fine. Then just have a binder with paper. That's fine. But you've got to have some type of system. Otherwise, honestly, there's no point of doing shows. So it's definitely something that you need to keep in mind. Keeping track of your prospects. Again, your follow-up log should include your prospect's contact information, when and where you met the prospect, brief notes about the contact, like their interest level 1 to 10, whether they're interested in maybe being a PC or business associate, and then follow-up date. Connect when you say you will. Again, very, very important. Who to connect with first? Let's say 10 is the highest level of interest. Begin with those prospects and work your way down. Again, you should have a ballot slip, and put their name, address, email, phone number, and asking for their interest level. Are you interested in learning more about the opportunity? Are you interested in learning more about the products? Do you want to learn more about my consultations? Whatever it is, and just really taking that to heart. Sometimes some people may have business cards themselves. Take those cards, write down on the back some notes after they've left, different things like that. So really important to keep track of your prospects. Hearing no at the show is no problem. If you're not hearing no, you're not asking enough people. It's important to be realistic of your goals. How many herbal hours would you like to book? How many business associate appointments would you like to have? Have a bullseye goal and an outer rim one. The bullseye is your true desire. I want to, it's a one-day show. I want, 5 people to sit down with and have a meeting with after. I want at least 2 herbal hours, something like that. Outer rim is the minimum you'll accept. So basically, 1 person and maybe 1 herbal hour, something like that. Again, you have to, figure that out for yourself. Again, no doesn't necessarily mean never. Often prospects need more information before making a decision. For example, if they tell you now is not the right time, add their names to your follow-up log and follow up later, but follow up, because it's very important. Fortune is in the follow-up. 80% of prospects say yes between the 5th and 12th exposure. And this could be for the business opportunity. This could be for, product sales, whatever it is. But typically it doesn't happen on the first try. So you can't give up. Only 2% close on the first exposure, 3% on the second, 5% on the third, and 10% on the fourth exposure. So if you don't follow up 24 to 48 hours after the show, you most likely worked the show for nothing. They begin forgetting about you. You know, this part is critical. If the show is Saturday and you call them like Friday, like the following Friday, it's honestly, I believe it's too late. You have to strike while the iron's hot. You know, too many people are throwing sales away because they don't have a process for converting prospects into customers. Converting a lead into a customer begins before you find and meet your prospects. Since the goal is to turn strangers into prospects and then customers, first prepare a strong foundation. You know, how do you do that? You build rapport with them. And, you know, when you're doing a show, most times they're on the weekend. So if it's a one-day show, Saturday, let's say Sunday, you're going to, you know, relax, chill out. And then Monday, you're going to, you know, basically process the show. So in the sense of like, okay, organizing your leads, who you're going to have to contact right away, all that kind of stuff. So you need to put that in your schedule. If you're just going to jump right back into your business, excuse me, and have back-to-back appointments with people all day Monday, and then you're just going to fall behind. So you need to put that in your calendar that, okay, show follow-up, it's going to take this many hours, this and that. So it's very important that you do that, and otherwise it's, you know, it's kind of moot that, you know, you wasted your time on the show. This is a sample of a follow-up log report. I mean, it could be, you know, you can make your own, it doesn't really matter, but it's just a matter of having a system in place. And again, timing is everything. People buy or join when they're ready, not when you're ready to sell or to recruit, sponsor someone. This means you have to be in front of people when they're ready. In other words, you have to follow up with them regularly. You need to follow up with warm and even cold prospects consistently for an extended period of time. You need a system for follow-up and tools to implement the system. And again, you're not going to get a hold of everybody, so leave a message and then make a note that you left a message, so you're going to follow up, you know, call back in 3 days. If you got their email, send them an email, you know, and make sure and follow up with them for like at least a month, and then if they're not responding, then just forget about it. But you just can't, you know, if they don't answer or they don't call back or this or that, you can't give up because people are busy. We know that. Okay, so it's always got to be part of your process. And Nature Sunshine can support you with your trade shows. These are our standard guidelines, and this is on the website as well under Resources Business. So Members, Resources Business, and then Trade Shows is at the very bottom. So basically, Nature Sunshine will pay for 1/3 of the cost of the booth rental up to $250. So let's say your booth is $750, we'll pay $250. Okay, as long as the booth is dedicated to nature, exclusively to Nature Sunshine's business. This is based on a first-come, first-served basis each financial quarter. So make sure to let us know as soon as you've booked your show. You just need to contact Millie at our head office. And we will match 50% of your business supplies that you order for the show. So that could be product guides, price lists, etc. Again, you do that through Millie. We will provide product for a basket that you can use for a draw at the booth to give away. And the product will be at the discretion of the company. We'll just ship that to you. And we will provide you with a bottle of chlorophyll and Zambrosia for sampling at the booth. So that's what the company will do for you. So they will help you out with the show, and then the rest is up to you. So the sooner that you have this organized, you just contact Millie and she'll get it all set up and sent out to you. So definitely you've got the support there. Don't hesitate to take advantage of it. So I'm very excited now to have our guest on the line. It's Christine Lennox, and Christine Lennox lives in Hanover here in Ontario, and she's just she's been bronze manager. She's developing her organization. She's had a great year. She is someone that is just so passionate about doing trade shows, and it's really helped her business be consistent. And she's just a great person to talk about this, and I've got some questions for her for this evening. So, Christine, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you so much for being with us this evening.
Certainly.
All right. Well, first off, how do you find out about trade shows?
Well, I definitely have an advantage because I've been doing them for years. But when you asked me that, to think about it, I really went looking to see what I really do. And for someone, I literally did it this earlier this year because I wanted to know when the fall fairs were for this fall. So you Google fall fairs Ontario or British Columbia or Alberta, and I didn't go further than that. And literally, there is a list of every town that has a fall fair. There'll be a contact name, phone number, email, whatever. Each one's a little bit different. So that is a great spot for the fall fair concept, and they will run between July and October likely. Newspapers once in a while are great, but you find out about the show a little too late. But I will tell you, if you find out about something and you're going, gee, you know, I wish I could have been in that, call, because maybe they had a last minute cancellation, or maybe they still have some space, you never know, or ask them then to put you on next year's mailing list or waiting list potential, and they can send you something out for next year. I know we're looking at what could you do now, but that's it. Facebook. Our area has a local community. It's called Grey Bruce Festivals and Events. And there are some other Facebook groups where you can, like Ontario events, etc. You know, you just have to type some stuff in and see what pops up in a Facebook search. Those just happen to be some of the Ontario and local things. Also in Facebook, there's a spot that shows up as events, and they pop up there, and you can see the events happening this week. It says see more. If you click on that, you can probably catch what's going on probably at least 7 to 10 days out. You might find something there. You can put the word out to friends and family that if they find out about something, they can let you know. But basically, if I find out about something and it's really last minute, I still ask, because it's, especially the Christmas season last year, I reached out into that area that I had not before, and I got into some shows last minute, like with 1 week to spare. You know, I had to come with my cash in hand, but it was doable to work with that. And also then ask the vendors that you're at the shows with about what ones they go to, especially when they're not your, quote, competition. They're usually quite willing to share about other things that they participate in. So that's just a few of the things I do.
That's awesome. That's great. That's a great start for everyone. So
Mm-hmm.
what do you have at your booth, like physically, what do you have at your booth?
Well, as you were going through the list, I'm thinking, okay, mine wasn't complete. I literally have a checklist, and anyone who's going to do a few shows, I really encourage, write down the things you've taken. Then as you're in your show, write down the things you wish you'd have had there. Go through the product master price list and look at, well, I'd like to promote this product and this. So I love the Inform program, so I have a little display of the weight management products. I like to have the NutriBurn out, the Smart Meal, the Nature's Harvest is one of my favorites, and my clients love it too, so it's got to be on the table. But I have the BioTracker box on the table, on the display. I like to build my table high, not just everything flat. So you could take a box. I have little cheapy stands that are pedestaled up. Nothing special at all. They're underneath your tablecloth, so they're not seeing that they're not anything fancy at all. So I love a display that's just the weight management, kind of that section. I'm a fan of silver, so it always gets its own little section, and I get my brochures from Sound Concepts or whoever produces those. I like to have something out that way. I have postcards, the Skeletal Strength. It is the #1 seller for my clients. And so I have bought the postcards from Vistaprint, and I have it and the Skeletal Strength there. I will have a little display. It's kind of like a pyramid of product bottles, all uniformly shaped, like a regular size bottle, of names people recognize. Corn silk, black walnut, cranberry and buchu, different things like that. Not the names that are letters. They don't know what that means. We do. Sometimes we don't even know that. But that's what I like to have out, because people are coming to my table for different reasons. Partly, if I'm at a Christmas show, they weren't even expecting to find me. I show up at home shows. I do certainly do the health shows. But I'm kind of a discovery as they're going through. And if I only gear it to the Informed program, I miss anyone that was still interested in their health but thought I was only about weight. So I have that mixture, and I do love the L-shaped booth, and I've got 3 shows coming up where that's exactly the style I will have, where in the same amount of space I can have 2 tables. But unlike like what you showed, my booth has them I put them on the outside. People don't come into my booth unless they're going to step on the bio tracker. So the BioTracker's there in my booth, the tall stand that has the picture of the BioTracker, number 3. My business logo is always in the booth, not necessarily the Nature Sunshine sign, but Nature Sunshine is all over my booth space. So I'm branding both myself and the company, and then of course they recognize the logo, they've seen me before. And it's amazing. I can do the same show year after year, and new people are meeting me, and yet we have both lived in the same town for who knows how long. With spring and fall, I strongly encourage if you can have like Clean Start or a few products for display that involve the cleansing process. We can cleanse anytime, but spring and fall especially, and the draw box. Must, draw box, bag, whatever. But I like one with a slot, just falling into the confidentiality aspect. People put their name in there and then others don't see it. So it keeps that, privacy factor. And my draw tickets, they are not at one spot on the booth. They will be 2, 3, 4 places with pens beside each one. I like red pens. Doesn't help for someone who actually is colorblind, but it does allow at least that people don't take your pens and leave with them. They leave with blue and black pens. I have shows where somebody leaves a blue or black pen behind because I use reds. So I also have the Informed Patient, the participant manual, and the food journal, but you have to put a sticker on there to say it's booth copy, do not remove, or please do not remove, because I had a food journal walk off one day. So, just basically things that are going to draw their attention. The product guides are out, a few, the lifestyle analysis, things that people can pick up, take home, and read, but I definitely want their name in my draw.
Awesome. Someone said that you cut out for a moment there, so that's okay. What was the number 1 seller you said? I think it was skeletal strength, you said, right?
It is skeletal strength, absolutely. And I'm still selling just as much as I was at conference. It's not slowing down.
That's awesome. So it really depends on, what is in your area, what is working for you, but definitely for yourself, that's what's working, which is fantastic.
Correct. And I'll be even more specific about it. I have my own structural issues myself, and I think for that reason I draw that type of client to me maybe a little more than someone else does. So that's why I can be very clear about it. But Nature's Harvest is my second.
Okay, awesome. So what promotions do you run at the show?
Well, that's really interesting because I fumbled upon what I really do. With Nature Sunshine providing the draw box, the draw basket ingredients, I used to do that, and one time I lost track of time and I did not have enough time for Nature Sunshine to get me the ingredients for the basket. So I gave away a free consultation. And what it happened to do was the amount of names that went in my draw were less, but the quality was as good or better. And I thought, that's less names to go through. So I ran with that, and I only drew the basket once in a while, or like this spring, in the second quarter, I'm going to do minimum 6 shows, and I only get 1 basket. So I will do a combination of a few draws, and then one person will win the basket, just to put that in perspective. So I always do the draw with the ballot, and every show somebody gets an appointment with me for free. Now my appointments, again, keep in mind I'm in a rural environment. There's only 7,000 in this town, and any towns around are smaller yet. The closest city is almost 1 hour away, and it's not huge either. So what I end up doing is they get that free appointment. And then I've got these other people that have put their name in on the draw, and they've expressed an interest. And maybe I'll just take a few moments and explain my draw tickets. I don't want them to put their name and phone number down, or name and phone number and email. I want to know what they're interested in. When I get into some of these booths, I man this booth by myself still. I don't have a helper. So I run the show from like 10 till 6 or however long that day is. And it is nothing for me at some of my shows to have anywhere between 2 and 8 people around me. I can't talk to everyone personally. So my draw has, I would like a personal consultation. I am interested in a presentation for my company. I am interested in these products. Send me information. I would like to earn extra money. Tell me more. Add me to your mailing list, and then the initial there. So they give me that information, and not everyone's going to take the time to fill all that out. But if they did, I know what they're interested. I also made them checkmark anything that they were interested in. So herbs, iridology, the pH, because we have the pH test strips. I actually do the food sensitivity testing, so I have that as one of my boxes. And weight management. It's amazing the number of people that mark down weight management. So they fill that ticket in, and they get that entry. But what I just started doing, and Rancha and I were brainstorming with this last July, June, whenever it was, and I decided that I don't really care completely about the money that I need for people up front, because if you didn't win, you do have to pay $60 for your first appointment with me. But my checkups are only $20 because I spend half an hour with them. So we did, brainstorming. We came up with, let's try this. So anyone that books with me at the show, I even allow them to be a month out if they need it. I try to get it sooner rather than later. They could get their appointment with me for only $20, the cost of the checkup, even though I was going to still spend an hour and a half with them. And that has done so much more for my business just in this past year than what it did anything before that.
Awesome.
And then once in a while I do like 20% off of Nature's Harvest and Smart Meal, because I like to demo them so that people can taste that, meal replacements don't have to taste yucky. And so, it's there as an option, and really that's just the associate price. So, it gets them used to the pricing that could be involved if they joined.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So do you sell at the booth then?
Well, some shows actually don't allow me to sell. I actually have a health show coming up the day before spring, and I'm not allowed to sell at it. But most shows you can. But you know what? I sell less than $100 almost at all. I'd be thrilled if I got more than $100 at a show. It's not my prime purpose when I go in. I want the lead is the way I approach the shows. I want to make the contact. The newspaper, they see the ad. Here they see me, and they can ask me questions so that they can discover that, I would like to. She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. The rapport has been built, and they feel comfortable enough to trust. And especially now, too, with offering $20 instead of $60, it's a deal that's pretty hard to pass up on, too.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you like doing trade shows, and how has it affected your business?
Well, when I think about it, my referral program really was lacking, and I just never put much effort into trying to figure out how to make it better. Now again, I've got a more successful program. I literally, November, December, January, February, it's really blossomed from where it had been. But trade shows have really been how I've done my business all this time. That was how I got the new people to find out about me. The odd person would recommend their family or a friend, but lots of people never acted upon the suggestion to come and see me. But if they meet me at the show, that seems to just have that rapport building, and they realize I'm not just there to sell them, I'm there to help them. And I think they feel much more comfortable. They also start to realize that, okay, you have been doing this for 28 years. Yeah, okay. It's that idea of the company's been around a long time, but then so am I.
Okay, awesome. And what would you say are some of your keys to success?
Well, I think it is that fact that they do get to discover I can help them. I'm not there to sell them, so that factor is there. I really do take advantage of any show that I can get. I mean, in the fall, my husband doesn't see me on Saturdays. Like in September, it's just assumed that Christine's somewhere. But we build that into the way we live. Um, it, and this year I'm actually reaching out a little further. I'm going out about 15 minutes, half an hour further into new demographics. I know it's not very far, but I'm reaching a little further than what I had in the past. Um, the the key for me too with the shows has been offering this discount to people who book on the spot. And sometimes I'm too busy to get them to book. So then what I do is I call them up afterwards and then I offer it to them at 30 instead of 20. So it's half price. It's still a big savings, but I can offer that too. And then follow up. I mean, I shouldn't say it, but I'm still going to say it out loud. I was not very good at follow-up, and I still keep doing these shows because they still paid for themselves even though I wasn't efficient, but I'm much more efficient than I was before, which is allowing me to build up build up the business more and more.
Awesome. We've got some questions coming in, which is great. It says,
Okay.
can you please go back over the questions you have on your draw ballots?
Yes. So above the questions, I'm going to say I asked them which products and services interest you. And then you just list what your services are. But the questions I have, I would like a personal consultation. And they can check mark. I have a little box that they check mark. I am interested in a presentation for my company or social group. So that can allow for talking at a business, or maybe someone wants to do a party. You could ask, I'm interested in, or I want more information about herbal hours. That could mean that you're teaching them or they're holding them. I am interested in these products. Send me more information. I would like to earn extra money. Tell me more. And then please add me to your mailing list. So they check mark it, and then I have a underscored line and initial here. Because with our rules, we do need permission to put them on our mailing list. So this way, if they've gone to the trouble of doing that, then I can immediately add them. And then up at the top, it's name, address, city, town, postal code, their best phone number, best time to call, their email address. My draw tickets are a quarter of a page. I have 4 per page, and I use the paper cutter, and I cut them up. I have one of the largest and most detailed draw tickets pretty much at any show. But for me, it's worth it.
Awesome. Another question is, how is it that you promote skeletal strength?
It works. That's a challenging one because they don't necessarily feel the changes as they go along. My chiropractor isn't sure that he can tell a difference with me having used it all this time, but I feel better between chiropractic treatments. So for me, I say that. My clients will just pretty much do what I suggest, knowing that I have their interests at heart. And I do muscle testing. I do the applied kinesiology. So they only take it if I've told them that their body needs it. I have many clients that don't use it, but I have lots that do. And the other thing, too, about it is when I talked with both Dr. Jay Vandenhavel and with Stephen Horn when it was introduced at conference, they do say in the U.S. marketplace for both of them that it is their #1 selling structural system product, calcium product. They sell way more of it than they do CalMag Plus, Synapro Calcium Magnesium. So maybe that helps you as well. And I specifically went to Vistaprint and got more postcards because I'm almost out of the ones I have, and it will literally be sitting right beside, and I'll get people to take it and read all these extra things that are in it other than calcium and magnesium.
Okay, awesome. Another question is, what are some of the best products to sell? I know that I've talked to several people, and from what I've heard, like the Soul Stick Nutrition, Soul Stick Energy, stuff that they can taste right then and there, like the chlorophyll, this ambrosia, even the gum that we have. Stuff that they can sample right then and there is much easier to sell versus, like having a skeletal strength. You know what I mean? It's a bit more challenging. But if they can taste it, if they can, and they like it, and even like the protein shakes that you were saying, Christine, if they can taste it, then they're like, oh, they're more prone to use it. So
yeah, Very, very much so. And I literally have, because we don't have any other option, I've taken the xylitol gums and put them in little plastic Ziploc bags and labeled them as to what the gum is, my contact information and the price, and let them take it. And there are times that people will come back to me and get it because they already ate, had some while they were there. So that's one of the things. I used to have it on a little dish, but let's be realistic. People's hands touch another one, and we just don't want that. So this worked easier. And I will let them taste things. Paper towels also. Paper towels and your own personal little garbage and your own little cups are really necessary. Chlorophyll, I love to have it, but you got to be careful. That's a grass stain in a heartbeat if you're not careful. On your tablecloth, I use a black tablecloth rather than a white one, but all the same, it can get against them too quite easily. There's children running around and stuff, so you kind of have to watch that. Either you're dispersing it and dispensing it right to them at the point, rather than leaving something sitting out for any little period of time where it might bump and spill.
Okay, awesome. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, thank you so much, Christine. Really appreciate your information here. It was fantastic, and I know everybody got a lot out of it. So
Oh,
thanks
that's
again.
great.
So I
Thank you so very much.
oh, thank you. So to wrap it up, I've got some announcements here. My slide would like to work. There we go. So again, reminder, draw for a Vistaprint $50 credit. The winner will be announced tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on Facebook, so check it out. So basically everyone that was on the webinar tonight, their name will go into a draw and one person will be a lucky winner, so stay tuned for that. And all attendees on the webinar are going into a draw. So we're giving away NSP t-shirts along with a personalized name tag to 5 lucky winners. So that's something you can wear at the show. And again, winners will be announced on Facebook tomorrow at 9 a.m. So that again is only for the attendees on this webinar. So stay tuned for that. And then if you do win, then we'll be reaching out to you to get your size and get that stuff ordered for you. So that's exciting. Next webinar is April 13th at 9 p.m. and that one is going to be on herbal hours, back to basics. So very excited about that one, so put it in your calendar. And then for the rest of March, we've got on the 14th, the new Business Associate webinar at noon. March 28th, the NSP Business Opportunity webinar at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the 29th, What is Inform webinar at 9 p.m. So again, the last two there are definitely ones that you want to invite other people to. So the people about NSP Business Opportunity, if they want to learn more about what you do and how they can be a part of it, get them on the call. If they're interested in joining an Inform group and want to learn more, get them on the Inform call. So lots of webinars. We're here to support you, but we need your help to get attendance and get people on these calls. So make sure that you are promoting it. And finally, again, just thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please don't hesitate to communicate with me if you have any questions, and that's my email address there. So again, happy to help. There's the PowerPoint handout. If you look under handouts there to the right, you would have seen the handouts for this evening. So it's the webinar basically in a PDF format. So if you want to print that off or save it, you can do that. But I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. Really appreciate it. Again, thank you, Christine, for your efforts and your wisdom. And we thank all of you for being with us this evening, and look forward to seeing who's going to be our lucky winners. Alrighty, and the font in the handout is extremely small. I'll see what I can do about that. But again, thank you everyone for being with us this evening. Have a great night, and look forward to seeing you on our next webinar. Thanks. Bye-bye.